The Avata 360 on the surface seems like a bit of a novelty product. And yes, of course, you can do some incredibly creative shots with it, but my question is, how actually useful is it to a working drone pilot? Well, I'm not a working drone pilot, so I'm not the best person to answer this question. But my friend Josh is. Josh Macdonald is a union drone and camera operator based here in Toronto, and not only does he fly every kind of drone on a regular basis, but to my surprise, he also bought an Avata 360, and I was eager to chat with him about how he integrates it into his workflow.
When I kind of saw the Avata 360, it kind of gave me this realization that you could think of it as a two-person team in the way that I'm used to thinking of two-person teams in drone work, which is one person is piloting, someone else is operating. Part of the sell is that you get to frame things afterwards. You just put it up in the air, do your thing, and then you can get these really interesting creative shots, and you can do lots of different iterations of those shots afterwards in the comfort of your house and the editing bay.
For Josh, it wasn't just that you could fly first and then choose your shots later. It had just as much to do with safety.
I'm used to being a pilot without that concern of where the camera has to be pointed, how tight the headroom is on the subject, and what the spacing is. I'm thinking about speed, I'm thinking about going through space, not hitting things. The number of times I've been on a set where I've been asked to do something, and I have a small Mavic, I've got something that's a bit more of a single operator setup, and they want me to fly backwards and get a shot leading a car, or they want me to get something going sideways, and it can be really overwhelming. And a lot of people, that's when accidents happen. That's when someone hits a tree, is that they were just thinking about the shot, or just trying to think, oh, I want to get that person a little bit tighter than that frame, and then boom, there's the tree coming up from the side. The one thing I think is amazing is that I can actually physically turn the drone in a place that I know the shot is not. Like I can physically turn that drone, see what's on my side, while I know the shot is actually behind me or beside me. It's a very different experience, I think, from your traditional Mavic or traditional Mini, as a lot of people are familiar with, where you can only see what's in front of you. You're not going to be able to see beside you, behind you for the most part.
So just to sum up what Josh is saying here, one of the things that makes the Avata 360 so unique is that in a single drone, you actually get a dual operator experience, allowing you, the pilot, to actually operate your craft as safely as possible to help you avoid accidents and, of course, give you more precise shots. But there's one other thing that Josh adds that is equally important, and that is time savings.
I just thought of these environments that I've been in different, on different corporate jobs where I've been tasked to kind of, like, we've all heard the term, can we spray this down? Can we just kind of tackle this room? Can we tackle this area? And often you're sort of hit with this choice paralysis of you've got infinite possibilities and you've got limited time, and what's going to show off this space the best? What lens am I going to choose that's going to really show this off? There's details, there's tighter shots, there's wider shots, and then you only have 5 minutes, or you have a limited time we're about to pack out. This may not be the entire shoot. This is a nice to have, but I just thought of these times when I've been in spaces on different travel jobs where I just need to kind of go through a space and have the ability to show it off. Knowing the editing team that I work with, I've got some confidence that they can really kind of see what's possible, be able to pull multiple versions out afterwards.
There is, of course, no perfect solution, and a caveat does need to be stated about the Avata 360, which is there are some limitations. One big one, of course, is that it's two very wide 4K cameras that make up the 8K 360 sphere. And when you push in to get a closer shot, that resolution drops considerably. And if you go into extremes, you can end up below HD. And for that reason, you may want to limit the Avata 360 shots to jobs where image quality isn't that paramount, like videos destined for mobile devices or small displays. That's often perfect for real estate and corporate videos.
With something like this, I can totally imagine doing some simple real estate stuff, so showing off space. You're going to be able to really think about navigating that space as the primary goal while you're on set, while you're getting close to that chandelier, while you're getting close to that table, while you're going in between this lighting fixture and this beam. If that's the kind of flying you do, this is going to alleviate a lot of that mental headache. Otherwise, you're always thinking about, this is the frame.
If you're interested in adding the Avata 360 to your kit and you want to know a little bit more, then down below in the description, I've added some of my favorite technical reviews of this drone. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this and comment in the comment section down below. For me, for now, I'm out. Peace.